Good evening, everyone. My name is Shirleen Achieng, and I am grateful to be speaking before you today. I was fortunate to participate in Immigrants Rising higher education program and the Future is Undocumented storytelling project, which compelled me to journey through my evolution and confront how radically I have transformed over time. When I tap into my inner child, I recall my excitement at the idea of living abroad because, growing up in Kenya, I viewed America as the land of milk and honey. Due to the American media accessible to me, I had a very skewed understanding of this country. I viewed the US as a progressive superpower where I would not have to deal with the third world problems that were impacting my country. Additionally, education was instilled in me as a necessity for upward mobility, so excelling in school was mandatory. The ultimate goal was to study abroad in order to have a better chance at elevating my livelihood. But upon my relocation to the US, Michigan to be specific, I was met with serious culture shock due to the social isolation and seasonal depression I experienced during the winters. As someone used to speaking Swahili every day, I was now limited to speaking it only at home. I lacked community at the predominantly white school I attended, and home life lacked a communal culture, making it impossible for me to make friends or engage with neighbors. This led me into mass media consumption, watching Disney and Nickelodeon marathons in order to identify with teenage pop culture. When I came into my undocumented status in college, I quickly grasped the harsh realities of the immigration system in this country. I had just discovered DACA, and in the same breath, realized I did not meet the requirements for approval. This limited my professional development opportunities and access to financial compensation. As a result, it was a catalyst for my involvement in undocumented student advocacy work on my campus. In addition to being non-DACA, I had to unpack being an undocumented Black immigrant and the hyper-invisibility of this identity. Not only was I the only Black student in undocumented spaces, I was also the only openly undocumented student in Black spaces. These led to a unique sense of isolation where I was the only one of my kind and no one else could fully understand my struggle. When coming to terms with my racial identity, I quickly understood that I am perceived as Black first and an immigrant second. This was evident when I learned about the anti-Black history upon which the current US immigration system was founded. The inherent criminalization of Blackness, coupled with the criminalization of immigration, leads to a double criminalization for Black migrants. In addition to being at high risk for deportation, continuous police violence forced me to confront the fragility of Black life in the US. Knowing that death may be paying me a visit anytime I left the house was extremely paralyzing. This led me to be hypervigilant and constantly self-police. Surely, this was not the American dream my inner child yearned so desperately for. Being an immigrant living in the US, I am forced to grapple with the reality that it maintains its global power through violence and domination in developing countries, the same countries we emigrate from. So how can citizenship truly be the ultimate goal when Black Americans are treated like second-class citizens at home, and overseas it means the exploitation of my own people? Ultimately, I realized that liberation for me goes way beyond citizenship. Now more than ever, I yearn for my childhood centered in collectivism and a communal sense of care. Despite my low-income status growing up, I was genuinely content with my daily existence and was emotionally abundant in ways I could not fully understand. I yearned for the ability to knock on my neighbor's door and ask for a cup of sugar without worry that they will ostracize me, or the ease of accessing my extended family because we all live in the same household. Ironically, the life I left behind is the kind of life I am currently chasing. For my inner child, that is definitely a full circle actualization. Fortunately, when I stumbled upon spirituality, everything changed for me. I discovered that radical self-love is the key to all the answers I seek. The more unlearning of societal indoctrination I do, the easier it is to love myself radically and experience my higher self through heightened intuition. I came to the conclusion that spiritual awareness allows me to tap into my divinity. This gave me a renewed sense of purpose to continue actively working towards creating a desired reality for myself and my community. My new dream is for Black liberation because it means freedom for everyone from the current oppressive structures that uphold inequity in our society. We all participate in anti-Black violence, whether interpersonally or systemically. Therefore, it is our individual and collective responsibility to decolonize our social indoctrination and actively resist exploiting the power we have over other marginalized groups. My question for you is this: is your definition of freedom exploitative or liberating? Does it uplift just you or everyone around you? Together, we can dismantle oppressive systems and create alternatives. Together, we can address anti-Blackness head-on. Despite the limited power my positionality affords me as an undocumented Black woman, my hope lies in the fact that I can dictate what I accept as my reality. I can love myself unconditionally and create the collectivism that I crave. Am I afraid? Of course. I am afraid that the planet will become uninhabitable and we will have nothing to leave the generations. But even though we know climate change is systemic and corporations are the ones that have a lot of power, it does not take away from our individual agency or our collective power to demand something better. To part, I will leave you with this quote by Audre Lorde: "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid." Thank you very much.